Hello, and welcome to Titan Capital Management. I'm Kelly Coe, and I have my colleague, Marcia Clark, with me. And today we're going to discuss the program. We have three things we're going to discuss with you today. And we'll talk about the Chartered Financial Analyst Exam Preparation Program. We'll talk about the CSUF Student Managed Investment Fund. And finally, we'll discuss the TCM Student Investment Program. If you're planning a career in investment management, the Chartered Financial Analyst designation is the most valuable professional designation you can pursue. The CFA Institute requires passage of 3 exams, requiring rigorous self-study and preparation. CSUF is an affiliated university that offers a course curriculum introducing students to 70% of the exam topics at the Level 1 exam level. We also offer scholarships to reduce the cost of the exam. Please check out the link shown for more information. And just so you know, about half of this year's TCM students sat for Level 1, 2 have passed, and having this on your resume is something that will definitely differentiate you and show your commitment to the industry. Next, let's talk about the Student Managed Investment Fund. This is FIN 341. It's a 1-unit course that can be taken up to 3 times for elective credit. In it, you'll learn the basics of bond and stock fundamental analysis, as well as get to work with other students in competing against other universities to manage money for the CFA Society of Orange County. It's an excellent course that'll provide you with an investment practicum and real-world training for internships and also prepare you for the TCM program. In this program, you're going to learn analytical skills, presentation skills, being able to work in teams, and analyze securities in specific industries and sectors. Finally, let's talk about the TCM Student Investment Program. This is an immersive, rigorous program where you'll be responsible for managing assets that provide scholarships, tutoring, and other services to the university. You'll be accountable to a board of directors, make presentations on results and strategies, do on-site visits and presentations to investment management firms, compete in the CFA Investment Research Challenge competitions, and above all, research, write, communicate, pitch your ideas to your colleagues and to a board for approval to get these ideas to work in a real fund. It's like an internship, and you'll gain valuable experience that'll prepare you for a career in the investment industry.
And now let's take a few minutes to talk about the student experience, beginning with our Student Managed Investment Fund, also known as SMIF. In this fund, we invite any interested students to spend 1 hour a week with us learning the basics of stock and bond portfolio management. The teams are organized based on their interests and their level of proficiency, and all are welcome. In SMIF, we also manage money for an actual client, in this case, the CFA Society of Orange County. We aim to generate total returns above the benchmark index, but even more important than either of those is to equip our Cal State Fullerton students with hands-on investment experience. The class is organized as a hybrid between instructor-led and peer-led learning. The students who choose to take a leadership role may be voted in as president or vice president, or they can take a lead position in either equity management, which for stocks, or fixed income management for bonds. In the fall, the students present to the CFA Society Investment Committee their investment philosophy and process. They take a look at their historical returns. They also examine the economic environment and then present ideas about stock and bond trades that they look to execute during the coming year. In this past fall, the students described themselves as client-oriented, team-oriented, and active investment managers. And active management is particularly important in markets like we've seen recently that are so turbulent that being 100% invested 100% of the time is not necessarily the right choice. When the students look to make investment recommendations, they go through a process. They need to understand the economic environment in order to identify opportunities and to avoid risks. Once they come up with ideas, they then have to take a deep dive into those companies and those securities before pitching their ideas to their team and ultimately to the CFA Investment Committee. If you're interested in learning more about investing, we encourage you to join a Finance 341 class. There's usually several sections each semester, and as I say, all are welcome.
Now let's talk a little bit about the Student Investment Program, TCM Student Investment Program, and the student experience. As I said earlier, this is a rigorous program, but it's not all work. Students have a lot of fun in this program as well, working together with each other and collaborating on ideas to manage the portfolios. The students essentially organize themselves, taking on roles that they feel they can adequately do responsibly. There are portfolio management roles. Every student is in an analyst team, which covers a specific sector. We have 3 portfolios: the equity fund, the President's Scholars Fund, and the fixed income portfolio. In all of our portfolios, the students basically look at the portfolio as a whole, understanding both the market and economic considerations, look to their individual sectors to find specific opportunities and do fundamental research, then do due diligence in terms of identifying fundamental catalysts, as well as using valuation models to determine where there is undervaluation. And finally, vet these ideas among themselves, among the portfolio management teams, and ultimately the board to determine where there is the best risk reward. The TCM students are united under one goal in terms of managing all their portfolios, with the goal of being able to generate returns that will fund very important student-related services at CSUF, also to preserve and grow capital, as well as manage against the appropriate benchmarks. The individual sector teams do in-depth fundamental analysis and identify areas where there is the best risk reward while taking into account managing risk of the entire portfolio. This is a very high profile program, and there's a lot of, typically a lot of press on it, typically from the local newspapers, as well as pension investments, as well as the university itself. So if you like being in the public eye, this program is for you. Also note that this gives students an advantage in being able to interview for positions in the investment industry. Applications opened in the spring. They opened on March 1st, and they are still open. We have an April 10th application deadline. So if you're interested, please make sure that you go to our website, as well as reach out to either myself or Professor Clark at tcm@fullerton.edu. Thank you, and we look forward to hearing from you.